Good evening, folks. How's it going? I don't know how well you'll be able to see me on this one, or hear me on this one, rather. Just gonna do a quickie on a new boat that I got here. So this is a Pelican Bass Raider Rhino edition. And anybody who's seen one of these before is already saying, what the fuck? Oops, language. Anyways, where do I start with this? One of my dogs died. Allie passed away, the older gold one, a few weeks ago. So I'm back in Canmore for the time being. And I'd been looking for a boat for a while, but then I got pretty serious because I've been fishing for food for quite a bit for this year. And I didn't want to be leaving the other dog alone after her mom passed. So it became like a real grind to find a boat. And I had a really hard time, and then all of a sudden this thing popped up out of nowhere, and I got a really, really good deal on it, like an incredible deal, at the same time that I got a really, really great work offer, which turned out to get cut short right after the amount that I needed for this boat was made. So, 1 + 1 = 2. So yeah, obviously I'm not sounding as happy as I usually do. May have heard that in the other video too, but I was yelling, so it wasn't maybe not so obvious. But yeah, anyways, we're -1 family member here, so not so happy. I'd really wanted to get her into a boat too and do some fishing with me, like off the shore. Anyway, so back to the boat here. I'll probably do another video about Allie at some point, but back to the boat here. So just some stuff I've done here. Now, I don't know if the Raiders usually come with this hole, but mine had these holes that I assume is being used to tie down. So I just put a perimeter line on these holes and behind these mounting plates. Now these mounting plates are called, hold on a second here. These mounting plates are called E-track. And so with E-track, you have a little clip here, and that locks it in place and stops it from being able to come out. And this is what cargo trucks use. And it's strong enough that you can tie a car down to a trailer. So it's definitely strong enough for any purpose you might have on a boat. Now I'm going to be using this more for hunting and fishing, but you might find me using it, for utilitarian, building, whatever. So right now I haven't split the hull at all. So right now this is just riveted. So I mean, it's not rated, unless it's backed properly, it's not rated for anything more than whatever it's backed by, right? Rivets are in the 300 to 600 pound shear load range. So basically what I've done here is I've got a couple of sections where I've put it in. I put it in the middle one here, when they'll get to that in a second, and on the ends, and then like I said, I passed the perimeter cord through there. And this is just an example of one of the things you can do with this. So see, I've got a side basket now for gear, and you know how high these boats sit, so that'll never get wet. That'll never even come close to the water. I bet you could almost stand on this even, if it wasn't for the fact that, obviously it's not backed by anything, so you wouldn't want to stand on it. But if it was, as far as the E-track is concerned and the setup, it's good to go. So eventually I'm going to split the hull and do some reinforcements. Probably right as soon as the first rivet pops, which might be sooner than I was hoping, because I noticed how I had it tied down before for the truck kind of put a little bit too much stress on one of the corner rivets, and it started coming out just a little bit. Alright, so anyways, basic rod holder, and then some more E-track clips. So basically my idea is I'm going to get 4 of these and a couple of those. Those are really good for rods, or not rods, what am I saying, rods? Hey, Kuma. Oh, we've got a 4-legged visitor here. My dog? Not my dog. Hey, can you grab your dog? Good girl, Kuma. Sit. Sit. Relax, whatever. Okay. Not rods. What was I saying? This is the worst YouTube video ever. Paddles and push poles. And these things are really great, especially for push poles, because they'll stick in one end here and then the other end can be hanging off. It seems to work alright. Anyways, the other thing I did was had one end in there and then just throw the push pole up top on the deck, or on the gunnel. Alright, so we're getting over to the other set of anchors here. And anybody who's familiar with rowboats knows what this is. Some of the Pelican guys and bass boat guys might not, but these are oar locks. And this is a 2x4 holder. I'm getting a low battery here. So this is a 2x4 holder, and it locks in the same way as everything else. I'll show you on my truck how that works. Basically, you just open it, slide it over, and it releases, see? And then when you bring it back, oops. Anyways, it locks in place. And it's rated for car weights, so it's good. So anyways, these are my oar lock sockets that I made. I had them a little longer before, and now I cut them pretty short, and I'm not sure that the wood is going to actually hold up to the rocking. I used a little bit of extra cut off from my perimeter line just to wrap around, because they did have some side-to-side played, and it was really loud on the lake, on the pond or whatever I was on yesterday. It's just like clack, 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 you know, every time you move it. So anyway, yeah, so like you can't really see, it might have been the other corner, but anyways, one of these started showing a little bit of a volcano lift. So alright, so on the top side here, the other side's basically the same. Nothing really all too different, and you've already seen the dolly. So on the top side, these are play school. I'll come to the other side. Play school or Fisher Price. I'm not really sure which. Maybe not neither even. Picnic table, like a kiddie picnic table. So there's two seats and the top bench, and that fits the Pelican perfectly. There's a little bit of a gap here, and I'm gonna add a little piece of sheet with a little piece of PVC pipe just so it fits the slide a little nicer. I filled them with some expandable foam, but I didn't fill them all the way. I left a bit of an air gap because I wasn't sure how much it would expand. It didn't expand nearly as much as I thought. And now I'm thinking I might actually, on the seats, put a like I can jump on the casting platform, but on the seats, when it gets hot and you're rowing, they start to deform just a little bit. So I might open up the sides of the seats. I'm so sorry for the camera view there. And put a little piece of angle iron in them just for some stiffness, just for a little bit of rigidity, and see how that works. And if not, I might have to find another kiddie picnic table. But they work really well. I was really surprised, and it's funny because they're out of garbage that everything in the world everything in this town gets dumped at. So it gets cleaned regularly, but for some reason they didn't pick it up for the longest time. And then I got the boat. They were there before I got the boat. I got the boat, and I was driving by, like, kind of wondering what I would do about seats, and I saw those. I thought I'd stop and try, and sure as shit, perfect. Alright, so scupper plug installed, except that I used slightly smaller than a scupper plug. I used a live well plug with some sort of a drain thing that was at Canadian Tire, but it works. I had to drill out the drain a little bit for the plug. They didn't have the right size. What else have we got here? Nothing really. Haven't really done anything else to this yet. Push rod, push pole. Incredibly useful with this boat, where I was the other day. So there you go. Once I do some more stuff with this, I'll post a video of it out on the water and whatnot. One thing to keep in mind here, my anchor's not set up right now. It would go off the orange one, but one thing to keep in mind here is that Like you can see sort of how it's on the four corners. So we can do this without falling. So it's on the four corners in the middle or whatever. And I might put another couple of plates into here, like one here, one on the other side, and the other. Anyway, so 4 plates. And that would basically provide me with a platform that I can clip a full-on shelter onto the boat if I want. So I could have, you know, the boat and then some sort of like a rain shelter or a sun shelter or a tent or whatever that would literally just clip onto the sides with a platform and lock into basically these guys. You can use the other things if you want to weld things and whatnot, but it's obviously lighter and better to use wood if you're on water, for all the reasons. So yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy. Dog loves it. If anything, the only thing I wish is I didn't have the truck and trailer right now, and I would literally just go live out of this boat for a little bit and get used to it, because I'm used to the kayak, right? And it's a 14-foot kayak, but you can't pack shit in it, and the dog can't go in it. So that kayak is for sale now, or if I could find somebody who really needs a one-up in life kind of deal, then I'm going to give it to them, but I haven't found such a person yet. That will actually use it, right? Like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who could do that, but anyways. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of that yak and get a smaller play boat for tracking purposes, and then for recovery, obviously this will be my guy. So I mean, these are rated for 600 pounds, but engineer's rule means that it probably is actually closer to 8, possibly even 1,000. But what's funny is that I found an earlier model of this from Pelican that was the Pelican Bass Hunter, I think, or something, and it's actually only rated for 400 pounds. Oh, another battery warning. Gotta go. So thank you very much for watching, and see you soon.